Now I want to talk to you about some peculiarities of the Easter Triduum, that is, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday, in other words, the days when we celebrate the mystery of the Passion, death, and resurrection. The first thing I would like to say is that although we talk about several days, liturgically we are in one great, beautiful, and unique commemoration. It is understood that, liturgically, we come on Holy Thursday, go back home, meet again on Good Friday, say goodbye, and return on Saturday night, but liturgically it is just one great commemoration. Let's go step by step then. Lent begins on Ash Wednesday with its characteristic purple color, and Lent extends until the morning of Holy Thursday. In places where the Chrism Mass is celebrated on Holy Thursday at the cathedral, that will be the last Mass of Lent. If the Chrism Mass has already been celebrated, the last Mass of Lent will be the one held on Wednesday of Holy Week. Therefore, the first celebration of the Easter Triduum is the Mass of the Lord's Supper on Holy Thursday. It is a very, very special Mass because it commemorates the first Mass, the Mass of our Lord Jesus Christ. That is why it is an extremely solemn Mass, and this is shown by the white color of the priest's vestments. During these celebrations, white is stylized in such a way that silver or gold may be used, although liturgically they are considered white. In the Mass of the Lord's Supper, that is what the Holy Thursday Mass is called, we mainly commemorate three things: first, the institution of the Eucharist; second, the institution of the priesthood; and third, the commandment of fraternal charity, symbolized by the washing of the feet, but we will talk about that in another video. This Mass does not end, in fact, it is forbidden to repeat the customary words, "Let us go in peace," because the celebration is not over. Instead, the body of our Lord is moved to a place where it will be remembered that Jesus is taken away from his own, and the unjust trial begins. There we will remain in prayer, accompanying our Master through the dark night. On Good Friday, there is no Mass. The bread is not consecrated, as we focus our gaze on the Passion of our Lord. That is why the color red is a sign of martyrdom. Jesus is a witness, a martyr, of the Father's love for us. The ritual is marked by silence, the proclamation of the Word, the veneration of the Holy Cross, and the distribution of the Eucharist, but not consecration. That is why it is not called a Mass, but rather the celebration of the Lord's Passion. However, we will talk about that in another video. Holy Saturday. Silence. The King has died. There are no liturgical celebrations. The Church remains in prayer at the foot of the tomb, which is why even the altars are bare, without any linens. But silence and darkness will not prevail. They will be defeated at the moment of the resurrection, and that is why this liturgy is filled with light. The light that breaks through the darkness becomes the word that tells us of God's actions in the work of salvation, and this word becomes salvation for us through the sacraments of initiation and the solemn celebration of the Holy Eucharist. Such solemnity, joy, and happiness are manifested in the white vestments worn by the priest. And so, we conclude this short video about the liturgical colors of the Easter Triduum, but there are still so many things left to share. To the glory of God. Peace and good.